Hello everybody! Welcome to aga-cad and aga-cad's webinar What's New in Revit Users in Cut Opening Process. Firstly, I want to ask you to raise your hands and to say to me if you can hear me and if you can see my screen. You can do that on the GoToWebinar dialog block just on the right on your monitor. Yes, I can see that you can hear me and that you can see my screen. Thank you very much. So I want to present myself firstly. So I am Jokubas Vaishvila. I am MEP engineer and BIM application engineer here in aga-cad, and I'm certified Revit professional. And today we will speak about the new product that is named Cut Opening, but it will work a little bit on a new engine, and it will be a little bit faster, more intelligent, and so on. So our mission is building BIM together, which means that we align to our clients' needs and develop solutions for continuously BIM acceleration. So we started operating since 1988, and we're working all over the world, and we have a lot of users now. And our promise to our clients is reducing BIM stress. So we help to eliminate tasks that do not create value. And in this webinar, I will try to show you how it works. So in this webinar, you will learn how to quickly and easy manage the creation of openings where MEP elements intersect walls, floors, ceilings, roofs, beams, and other structural elements, and we will learn how to automatically create different sizes of the openings for MEP line-based elements depending on map element characteristics like size, insulation, thickness, and so on and so on. As well, we will learn how to define cut offsets, additional top or bottom offsets for each MEP line-based elements like ducts, pipes, cable trays, or conduits. As well, you will learn how to adapt your own standards of opening size requirements to the Revit project, and that will be done using the cut opening software. As well, we will explore more possibilities of the updated cut opening version. So the cut opening is integrated design and creation of holes. So cut opening defines and reserves spaces in Revit model for ducts, pipes, cable trays, and conduits. Structural engineers and architects can then review, revise, and create the approved holes with a click. So this is really nice solution based on the location and types of the clashes detected for MEP elements in current, linked, or IFC file. So I don't want to speak about this literally, so I will try just to jump in my little project. And I will try to show you some new features and new possibilities of our new cut opening version. So here I have a simple project where you can find all the possible ways to cut the openings around the MEP line-based elements where they clash with the structural elements like beams, like columns, like walls, like floors, roofs, and ceilings. So at the very beginning, before starting the work, I want to say that cut opening is using the integrated interference check from the Revit, and it imports the information straight from Revit. It reads the information from Revit, and then it is working as the additional software for Revit. So at the very beginning, if you want to work with cut opening, you have to run the interference check, and on the left side you have to say what you want to, where you want to find the clashes. For example, I want to find the clashes in between cable trays, conduits, ducts, and pipes, where they clash with something like ceilings, floors, roofs, structural columns, structural framings, as well as walls. So you have to pick on the one side one elements, MEP elements, and on the right side you have to pick the structural elements. After this you have to find the clashes, and we have the big report of the clashes right here. So the cut opening will read the exported HTML file, like we are exporting that somewhere in our computer, and we are saying that this is cut opening new webinar, such a name, and I'm saving that, and I'm going back to the Revit. So the next thing what I have to do is to define some needed configurations. So this is the new features, new configurations for the cut opening that user will have the possibility to use. So here you will find the MEP opening configurations, and here you will find a lot of different stuff that are useful for Revit users. So in the very beginning I want to introduce some new features. So we have some new parameters for marking, for shape parameters as well. The elevation will be calculated automatically, and it will be inserted into the parameter that is placed right here. So you can choose the parameter where you want to place the opening elevation parameter, the shape parameter, the mark parameter, and so on. As well, if we will go here, you will see that we have splitted a lot of MEP stuff to the classifications and the types. So we have different types for ducts, like we have the rectangular duct, we have the round duct, we have the oval duct, and as well we have splitted the pipes into classifications like fire protection classification, the plumbing classification, sanitary, hydronic, or other classifications. As well we have the cable trays and the conduits. So the new thing what we have the parameterized things inside of the openings. So what does it mean? Here you can find very nice description over here. So if we want to place the opening with some kind of offset for elements that are from sizes 0 to 25, and we want to add the cut offset such like 200 millimeters, we can write it here. If we want to use another cut offset for the bigger elements, like from the 25 to 50, so I can write that here, like the cut offset is different for each of the ranges of our element size. So this is the dependence of the element size and the cut offset. As well, we have added new features like additional top and additional bottom cut offsets. So what does it mean? You can find that here the top offset is additionally added and not dependent on the main offset, but it's additional offset that is going to the top, and the bottom offset as well, it is going to downstairs from the opening bottom. So here we can add these parameters as you can see. As well, we have the joining openings, automatically joining openings. So if we have the element size, for example, from 0 to 1000 millimeters, we always will use for auto-joined elements the rectangular opening. As well, we can auto-join or never auto-join these openings in such a range, and we can add some intersection offset. That means the distance in between elements and when they should be joined into one bigger opening for two or several MEP line-based openings. As well, we have the interference check. So what does it mean? That means that we have as well the ranges from to some size, and we have the full interference, or we can turn off that full interference, and that means if we are not crossovering the wall, so MEP element do not cross over the wall, so it is asking us to cut the hole in such situation or not to cut here. So this is the new things, the new stuff here in cut opening, and I just want to mention that users are able to create new configurations. So we have created default configurations for all the users, and this is the most popular popular configuration that comes from our customers. And after this, if you will need some additionally some new configurations, you can add new configurations to the program, and you can write that by yourself. As well, we have added some marking features that will automatically mark the openings. For example, the rectangular openings or round openings will have the markings that will stand for the system classification. For example, if I have the pipe over, we will have the mark PO that stands for pipe over. If I have the hydronic, I have the pipe PH that stands for pipe hydronic. Anytime user can change these markings, and anytime they will be able to filtrate in accordance to these marks. If going further, if talking about the marks and some parameters that are added automatically to our openings, we have the rectangular elevation calculation settings. As well, we have the round elevation calculation settings, and we're able to calculate in a different ways these elevations. So we have the sheared elevation calculation method that stands for the global 0 point calculation, for the elevation from the global 0 point, as well for the project 0 point and the level 0 point. And if it's needed, the user can choose from where he wants to calculate this elevation, from the bottom of the opening, from the center of the opening, or from the top of the opening. In a feature, we will add more elevation calculation systems, like to calculate the elevation from the ceilings and so on and so on. So that will be in the new releases after some weeks or months. So after all the configurations are set, as you think that all the configurations are set, we can go and start the work now. So I will click OK, and all the configurations will be saved with the new name over here. I'm clicking OK, and the next step, it's the third step. So the first step was to read the interference check in Revit, then go to configurations, to MEP opening configurations, and after this we have to read all the clashes from the Revit. So here you have to choose the HTML file that comes from Revit interference check, and we are browsing that file. We have that file over there. I'm opening it. We have to choose the configurations in accordance to which all the openings should be inserted, and we will get some reports over there. Like the reports will say that we are missing some configurations, we do not have some configuration, and so on and so on. So I want to say that our cut opening is different comparing to the old version of cut opening, because it has the intellect, as I can say. So I can add new configurations that will be added automatically in accordance to these elements that are missing the configuration. So we have such situation that such elements do not have the configurations, and so on and so on. So we can add that and review all the configurations right here, and you can find that red bubbles will lead you to the places where the new configurations will be inserted. So let's check over there. So we have something new here in the pipes hydronic for the cut offsets. So it added the new range from 100 to 200 millimeters, and you can add additional cut offset for that opening. As well, we have auto joining stuff. so I can do the auto joining for such elements if they will be near to each other from 30 millimeters, and that stands for such range. And as well, it created the interference check for full or not full interference in between MEP element and structural element. So this become a big change comparing to the old version of cut opening, because this have something like intellect, and it can add new configurations just if you will click some buttons. So you will never have to do that from the beginning. If you miss something, the cut opening will say that for you. So I will close that. And as you can see, I can go further. So I have two different possibilities to add only not excluded elements, and they will be proceeded to our model. So that means if we will have some missing configurations, it will add only those elements that have configurations. If I will use the skip button, it will insert all the elements into the model, but it will use just the element size. For example, if you will miss the configurations for pipe, it will take the pipe size and it will insert just the needed the needed opening in accordance to the pipe size. So after this, I can go and click next, and I will get something similar to the old version that we had before. We have all the openings that has the parameters like cable trays. They know that there is the ducts, pipes, or conduits, and you can check all the offsets, the opening shapes, and so on and so on. So you can see that everything comes from the configurations like cut offsets, additional top and bottom cut offsets, as well the markings, and so on and so on. After you check all the configurations here, you have to save your needed information to the external XML file that will have the information about the clashing points, so that it will have the coordinates of the clashing points, as well as all these additional added parameters like cut offsets, additional bottom cut offset markings, and so on. So I'm saving that data as the XML file and anywhere. So now I'm able to send that XML file to my colleague by email, by Dropbox, or any way how you want to send and share this file with the structural engineers or architects, or you can do that by yourself. So the next step is to insert the openings into the model. So here we have the Insert Modify tab, and I'm going to insert MEP openings. So it doesn't matter who will do that, architect, structural engineer, or MEP engineer. That one have to look for, have to browse for the XML file in his computer. So I'm opening it, I'm clicking next, and you will see that all the configurations from the dialog block that you saw before come to this dialog block. So if you're working in a BIM team, this tool is really great, because you can share the information in between your colleagues, and not the MEP engineer should insert the openings, but the guys who knows the stuff about structure, about architecture, and so on. So here again, if he will need, he can use our configure grouping, that you can group elements according to the level, according to the opening shape, and so on and so on. And after this, you can see that I'm working only with the cable trace in accordance to the marking. So I'm inserting these openings for the cable trace with additional top, bottom, and just a simple cut offsets. And I have 50 elements in process now. So after everything is finished, you can go to the work back, so you don't want to continue the work. And here we are in our model, and here we can see that our openings were inserted just straight for all the elements, and it doesn't matter if the elements are inclined somehow, or the elements are rotated, or the elements are sloped, and so on and so on. So this is really nice because the opening has additional information about additional top cut offset here, additional bottom offset, and if you will need any time to change that, you will be able to do that just straight in the model. As well, I want to mention that we have added some additional parameters, like a parameter that is named inserted by, insertion configuration, and insertion date. So the users and the BIM managers will know who inserted the openings, according to what configurations the openings were inserted, and the insertion date as well they will know. So that is how the cut opening is working with all structural elements like ceilings, roofs, floors, walls, columns, and beams. So if I will go to open a little bit different project, you will see that I have a lot of different colors over there. So I have different types of my ducts, like I have the rectangular duct, I have the round duct somewhere, I have the pipes that are hydronic system type, that has the domestic hot water, that has the fire protection. We have as well our system type, our system classification, or sanitary system classification. And I want to show how this solution will work with, in such a case where we have a lot of different system classifications for different MEP objects. So again, I'm going to read the interference check. I'm checking the cable trays, conduits, ducts, and pipes. As well, I will try to clash them with the walls. And I'm exporting that under the same name that I have. I'm going to read the interference check. Okay, this one, I'm opening it. And you will see how many suggestions for this project our solution will tell to you. So here you can find that our configurations that we have created for the other project has some missing parts, like we have the missing opening configuration for conduits, we have missing opening configuration for fire protection pipes, for hydronic pipes, and so on. So anytime users are able to find these by ID, as well users are able to add all the configurations and then review that. And as you can see, we have conduits, and they added again in the same way as I showed to you before. So for example, we have the plumbing. So I will leave these, I will add these and these, and I will go to insert all the openings for all the elements, but still I'm missing some configurations. But if I will go for this to skip and insert all not excluded and elements excluded by configurations, I will use the skip button and all the configurations will be here. So I'm exporting that as the XML file, for example XML2. Okay, I'm going back. I am trying to insert those openings in accordance to the second XML file. I'm clicking next and I'm inserting that. So it inserted the openings. As you can mention, this cut opening is faster than the previous version. So no, we don't want to continue, and let's go here to the project and we will see how the openings were inserted. So let's check these. Like if we have the pipe that has the diameter of 150, the opening is big enough, like the cut offset is 450. If we have the pipe of 25, we have the opening that is really small for such case. If I will go and I will try to find these domestic, like plumbing stuff, so the openings were inserted just simply, and you can find that insertion configuration is written no config. So that means that these openings were inserted without the configurations, because we clicked on the skip button, and these configurations are inserted in accordance to such configuration. So this is a change from the last cut opening version as well. So after the openings are inserted, still they are flexible, and if I will do some changes for my project, I can find that those changes in a cut opening by clicking on a map, opening revision. So you can find that some openings change position, and we can insert or modify, update those openings, and you can find that the opening again pops into the needed place after the movement of structural element or after the movement of MEP element. As well, we added very nice feature, very new and nice feature that is called insert fire dampers. So we can insert the fire dampers to the ducts where they clash with structural elements that has the fire rating. So in the very beginning you have to map the host element types to the duct accessories. So that means we have to say where we want to place the fire dampers. So we have the basic wall, generic model, generic basic wall of 200 millimeters, and here we will say that we need such fire dampers. So it takes all the fire dampers from the families that are loaded into the project, and you can choose one of them. After this is done, click OK. The cut opening will remember all the stuff, and the next step is to insert update fire dampers. So again, you have to read the interference check report to the cut opening. We had really big interference check for the pipes, conduits and so on, but we want to add these only for ducts, so this will be done for ducts. So I'm going to click next, and as you can see, we have the ducts, we have the walls, and while we are clicking OK, it will insert the fire dampers into the places where you map the host element with a duct. So I don't want to work more. I'm going here, and let's take a look. What do we have here? Okay, I will click on the mechanical, so you can see that we have inserted fire dampers into the places where we reached the wall in accordance to the interference check from Revit. And the one more possibility of cut opening is to auto-join the elements after they are distributed to the project. So we have the possibility to join or unjoin the opening. So if I will go back to the architectural discipline, I will take those two openings and I will ask him to join the openings just by hand, and you can find that the openings were auto-joined, just not using the configurations, but you can do that by hand. And the last possibility, but not the worst, is to insert the openings for structural models when the architectural model is linked into then the structural model is linked into the architectural model. So I'm going to find that. project, and as you can see, I have a simple building, a little building, and I have linked architectural model, and I have the real structural elements. So what cut opening can do, it can insert the openings for windows and for doors where it will find those openings in architectural model. So I'm going to insert structural openings, and it is looking for these places where it needs to add the openings. I'm clicking OK, and I have two possibilities: to add the doors or to add the windows. So it automatically will generate the sizes, the types of the openings, and that could be done for windows as well as for the doors. So this is our cut opening, and I'm going back to the PowerPoint. So this is our cut opening and new cut opening version, and here you can find all of our tools. So we have a lot of different tools, and all the tools are placed in one shortcut to all trials, to all tools and to all updates and more. And you can find that using the tools for BIM doc. So you have possibility to for a free trial for 14 days for any of these our solutions. So please visit www.aga-cad.com and download the tools for BIM doc. As well, I want to mention very big thing. New cut opening solution is created using new engine, and it is more powerful, more intelligent, and has a lot of new features. So the information for the current cut opening users, please finish the current projects with the current cut opening version, because new cut opening engine does not support the older version of the openings. So thank you very much, and thank you for your time today. And now I think maybe you have some questions, so it's the time for Q&A, questions and answers. You can write the questions into the go to meeting dialog block on the right side of your monitor, I think so. Okay, I see some questions. Jensen is asking, can Cut Opening Pro create opening based on void reservation created with the aga-cad provision or void tools? I can say that it can insert the openings for IFC files. If you will insert the IFC ducts or pipes or whatever you will insert, like MEP line-based elements, it will work with that, and it will make the openings in the real Revit model. So you have to have the real walls, the real structural elements to insert the openings into. Dezio is asking, if there are any changes in the model, we need to update some openings. How the cut opening manage it regarding those openings already inserted? They will be deleted, moved, or no needed. So if you will move some elements like structural elements or any elements, you will have the messages from cut opening, and you will be able to update those openings, and we will pop into the right places. Jonas is asking, or Jonas, how does it work if you delete an item? So if you delete the opening, I'm going back to the Revit. So if you delete the opening, you will be told that some openings were deleted from the model. As you can see here, change position, and it can find the place that it were deleted. Jensen is asking, will the record demonstration be available for view on demand afterwards? I would like to share it with my few colleagues. So yes, I recorded the session, and you will be able to find that on our YouTube channel, or you can write me an email and I will send you that through the email. So if you will need, you can contact me straightly by the email Jokubas, Jokubas at aga-cad.com. So this is my email, and you can contact, or you can contact support at aga-cad.com, and I will send the link to this webinar record. So we have the question from Decio again, and if the MEP stuff deletes some pipes and ducts, it will be updated in the architectural model? Yes, I think so. If you will delete some of these MEP line-based objects, we can go to the MEP opening revision, and I think it will say that we have something missing over there. Yes, you can find that some of the openings were deleted, not the openings, but hosts were not hosts, but line-based elements were deleted, so I can modify, and after this we will see that no more openings in such a places. Rune is asking, will the openings get automatically revisions when modifying them? Rune, could you explain a little bit, what do you mean revisions? Thank you. Maxim is asking, was cut opening 3 also updated? No, the cut opening 3 is still the same, and it is working in the same workflow as before. Only the cut opening was updated. Okay, Flip is asking, when you click on opening, do it show the mark type of this opening? For example, the mark CT for cable trace. So yes, if I will go somewhere to the opening and I will click on it, you will see that it has the parameter opening mark, it has CT, it has the parameter of opening shape, rectangular, and it has the parameter of opening elevation that was calculated in accordance to opening place, top, bottom, or center, and in accordance to these systems like Sheared, project, or level. Lina is asking, this cut opening is an add-on for the Revit? Yes, this works for Revit. Jans is asking, when will we be able to download new cut opening version via Smart Dock? So that will be today. In a few hours you will be able to download the new version of cut opening. So how to say, we will have 2 different cut openings. We will have the old version and the new version, so please do not work with the new version cut openings to the old inserted openings. So please work only on the new projects, because these 2 cut openings has different engines and they are working differently. Maxim is asking, can we change path to the shared parameter file? Yes, you can change by using the configurations, and here you can browse your needed file if it's needed. Lina Monica is asking, can the opening be done in older version Revit converted into the newer version? Yes, because you are converting those elements from the older to the newer, and no information are missing. So so you can insert openings if you update it from the 2014 to 2016, for example. Okay, Rune is asking revision number. If I change the opening size, will the opening get a number of a letter to show that it have been changed in the model? So thank you, Rune. It's really nice. It's really nice suggestion, I think. So we still do not have such possibility, but I see that this suggestion is really nice, that if you are changing some stuff in the model not in accordance to the configurations, we can add some parameters that they were changed not in accordance to the configuration, but they were changed manually. Thank you very much, Rune. Abdo is asking, I faced trouble signing in and I couldn't follow the webinar from the beginning. Are you going to redo the presentation? Yes, we are going to redo this presentation today in the evening, and as well we will have the recorded lab session, so you can contact me and I will send you the recording. Jens is asking, do we have the parameter with calculated area of the opening? We have. I think we should have. And if not, we will add this feature. I will check this, and you will find that Okay. Maxim is asking, can we use our own opening families with cut opening? Literally, yes, but if talking straightly, no. So our families are really nice parameterized families, and if you will go inside of the families, you will find a lot of different and a lot of formulas, different formulas that stands for inclined elements, sloped elements, rotated elements, and so on and so on. So it is really hard to build such opening, but if you will need something, if you will really need something, we can help you to build your own opening family, or we can do that by ourselves if we will see some good ideas from your side. So I want to thank again for all the attendees and for all those questions. So today we had really a lot of questions, and I hope to see you again next time in the next hour webinars, and I hope that you will try the solution and you will find that this solution can do your work 100 times faster and better than you do. So thank you again, and have a nice day. Goodbye.